And hello everybody, and welcome back to week 67 of our Minecraft Let's Play series. How are y'all doing? I hope you all are doing very well this week. Now, for this week, we've got the usual culprits. Specifically, when I say that, I mean in here, we've got the usual villager hall, which we'll be doing at the beginning of this episode. Then we've got the base improvements. I want to expand the wall, like I said last week, where we're actually, now that we're done with all the gates, we're going to be making the actual wall, which hopefully will go faster. We'll see about that though. We'll see if we can get a new building in the area. And then some tiny things I want to do is I want to make a small entrance at our spider farm now that we have the entirety of the interior kind of taken care of. I want to move our cows and sniffers so that we can create another path leading to one of our gates. And also see if I can actually make more pathways to the other gates as well. And then finally, I want to see if I can make some bridges in our mining hole now that we are getting more and more of these ledges built. And you may have noticed from the beginning of the episode that I went mining, and this is what we ended up with. Ended up grabbing some coal, which we'll probably just throw into our smelting system. Our diamonds are obviously going to go to our diamond beacon in our mining hole when we get over there this week. Iron, just so whenever we need iron, we'll have it. Redstone, lapis, gold, and copper. So yeah, that's not really anything interesting. What will be interesting is what we're going to do next. And if you know me, you know what we're doing. So I'm not even gonna say it, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. So we'll take our villagers, send them off to the portal, wait for them to go through the portal. And now that we have all of them here, we send them off to their new locations, while actually leaving one of these guys here because we only have 7 vacant slots and not 8 at the moment, but we'll leave them there just in case one of these guys doesn't make it through the examination. And then we start trading with these guys' sticks. Then we trade flint with them, and then finally string, twice in fact, just to get all the trades. And then we check to see what trades these guys have, and see if it lines up with any of these. Okay, we already have poison, so you're gone. You don't have arrows, bye. We have regen 2, so you're out. Again, already have poison. No arrows from you. Already have invisibility arrows. Again, already have regen. And we already have poison tipped arrows. Well, that could have went a lot better. We literally got 0 villagers this week. And I know that's bound to happen sometimes because this is literally just up to random chance. Like I said, I can't guarantee what their trades are going to be. But I was kind of hoping for at least one different villager. Oh well, I guess. But yeah, this is kind of how I'm going to start doing these little trading montages at this point. I'm just going to show you guys a small snippet. I'm not going to show you guys the whole process as I usually do. Of course, I'll show you guys their trades, but otherwise, yeah, no. We're at that point where I feel like just to keep it less repetitive, I'm not going to show the entirety of what I'm doing. But yeah, with that failure of trading out of the way, let's go ahead and head back to our base so we can get ready for the next thing I have on the agenda. And that next thing that I have on our agenda is, well, it's not necessarily the next thing because we're not going to start on base improvements just yet because I'd want to move these guys first. We're actually going to skip down to here, which is, I want to make an entrance to our spider farm. Now, it doesn't need to be anything too extravagant. Actually, I don't want it to be anything too extravagant because, well, I've been working on this farm for a few weeks now in a row, so I just want to go ahead, do this really quick, and then leave. So we're going to make a small little hut at the top of our farm, which is going to require me to actually just take a few materials with us. I'm probably going to be making this thing out of some dark oak, some spruce, maybe bring some orange terracotta with us just to kind of level the ground out a little bit, as well as some orange sand, I think. I want to make this look both natural as well as also make it obvious that this is actually a building. So yeah, let me go ahead, grab some materials, and we will head over there. Alright, now that we are here, the reason we are doing this is because, well, if you couldn't tell, there's not really much of a way out of here. And I really want to change that. Kind of just covered over with the orange terracotta. I also want to fix this, which I realize I probably should have grabbed some other things. Oh, this is regular terrain. Interesting. Alright, yeah, but the main thing I wanted to work on was this. Alright, we can't do that. Good to know. That's off limits. So let's extend this by 1. Then we can take out this top. And just how we have everything, I think we're gonna have to take these out and replace them with some dark oak. So I'll put dark oak down here for the floorboards. Then I brought some deep slate bricks for the walls, just to do like that. Can make this a slab, thankfully. Then I'm thinking just have some stripped dark oak logs in the corners. I wanted to put some windows on here too, just so I can see out of this later. So we'll do that. Then put a nice bruised door right here so we can get in. We're gonna put a roof of dark oak around the top. Now here comes the weird part, because I want to put light in there. So do I do slabs on here? I'm thinking that's a probably. And what we'll do is we'll have it actually, we could probably just do something like this with these indented, and then I want to put a soul lantern here for light. And then finally we need some walls, so all we're going to do for that is just some spruce planks. There we go, simple hut, but I do want to add a couple more things. Get some fences out front, so we can place some lanterns out here for some added light. Hanging sign that just says Spider Farm on both sides. And here we go, a trapdoor for theirs, so that now we don't just immediately fall down into it. Floor looks weird, that's fine. But now we have a nice little entrance to our spider farm that isn't just a hole in the ground. And a little bit of terraforming too. Could definitely be better, but also could be a lot worse. So but yeah, now over a few weeks of work at this rate, I think our spider farm has not looked better. We got an actual area for us to just kind of relax and chill while we're waiting for spiders to spawn, and ways to get from point A to point B in our farm. So I'd say all in all is pretty well, and my god, I did not realize how clogged this one gets. I wonder why that is. But now it's time to head back to our base already and to do something else. And that other something else is this thing over here, the wall that I started last week, and then I ended up doing absolutely nothing with it because I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this or that. But let me do something really quick that I should have done last week. There we go, that's already a lot better. Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason I decided not to just connect this last time, and I think I spoke my regrets on not doing so. But yeah, no, I just wanted to kind of connect this more to the actual mountainside before we got into the real nitty-gritty when it comes to the wall for this week. And it's actually not on this side this time. The first area we're going to go to is over on this side, actually. I want to go ahead and set up the wall here so that's actually lined up with the wall on the other side of this little mountain, I guess, hill, whatever you want to call it. And I also want to keep it the same eye level. So I've already went ahead and tested this out in a creative world, so I know how this is going to look. And you guys also already know how I build the walls, so I'm just going to go ahead, get the wall built really quick, and you'll see what the after effect looks like. Maybe a little few bits and bobs placed here and there, you'll see, but otherwise, I'll meet you guys in the future. And there we go. It took a little bit longer than I was expecting just to get this wall done, which has me scared for what we're about to do next. But this, honestly, I think looks pretty decent. Of course, it's the exact same design, but you know. But I will also show that I have cut some corners, because if you come up here, obviously haven't done anything with this or this side, so you can't really see it. But I also did at least do both sides, and this is actually level with the other side, and I'll even show that really quick. Because if we stand on here, this is at 69.5 on the Y coordinate, and if we go over to the other side, then we can see that it is also 69.5. So if I ever decide to bore through this tunnel, then I'll be able just to connect these two up because they are on the same Y level. And also for those with a keen eye, I went ahead and added the spruce trapdoors to this wall because I completely forgot that they were supposed to be here. For some reason, this is always the detail that I miss, even though I added it to kind of break up the pillars. But now we get into the hard part, and that is extending this a lot. So what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm going to go ahead and mark down where I want to put this to extend, and then we're going to talk a little bit about why I have things the way I do. And alright, so here is actually what our layout is going to be for the moment, and you may realize that I don't have actually a diagonal in here at all. It goes this way, and then it makes a sharp 90-degree turn, and then comes over here, and then for the time being, I'm going to stop right here because I need to figure out what I want to do with this over here, but you might be wondering why I got rid of the actual 45-degree turn instead of making it the 90-degree turn. And that simply is because when I was testing out how to design the 45-degree turn, it did not look good in any sense of the word. So I just said, oh well, and made it a 90-degree turn. So yeah, that's what we're going to be rocking with. And I don't actually mind where we have everything, because if the wall comes over here and then goes that way, we got a decent bit of land to work with here that I could do something with. And also I didn't want to make the wall too close to where this was because I was worried it was going to be like too cramped to make a pathway here, which I also got to figure out what I'm going to do with this pathway because it is questionable to say the least at the moment. But I digress. For the moment, what we're going to be mainly focusing on now is I also talked about last week that I want to increase the height of these walls at some locations, mainly here, because if we just kept this going to here, it would go through here, and that'd be a lot of terraforming for me to do. So instead of making myself have to do a lot of terraforming, even though I did a little bit over there, why not just raise the wall? And I'm going to show you guys how we're going to actually do that. Even though it'd probably be very intuitive, I still think it would be good just to give you guys a demonstration of how we're going to do that. So first things first, actually, we are going to go ahead and increase the pillar size here, because this is going to be our first increase. There's probably going to be two right beside each other, but I'm just going to show you guys how to do one, or how we're going to do one at least. So this is actually where the pillar is going to be. I'm going to mark it with stone brick slab, and we'll do the same to the other side. And so now this area looks like this, right? Now, first thing we're going to work on is the walls right here. Now, the thing actually about this is that these stone brick stairs are not necessarily going to be moving. They're still going to be going across just like so from here. This will be where they are. And that means that because I have them like this, everything below them is going to be the exact same. So I'm going to build that really quick, and then we'll come right back to the explanation. And now that we have the actual wall built here, now we can go up and get the rest of this made. So we go ahead, increase the incline on this just a tiny bit, and put down some stairs on the edges. And now for the platform, we're just going to do a simple staircase like so. And for the spruce trapdoors, we just go ahead and put them actually right at the top of the deep slate stairs. That, and then eventually I'll go ahead and put some copper trapdoors on here, but that's really all there is to it. There's not really any hard thing to understand with this. It's just now where we had a straight line, we have this. Now it'll be a little bit weird because now this part is going to be raised up a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead. You guys don't really need to see, I think, this whole thing because I'm just going to be repeating either one of two two processes. It's going to be that, or it's going to be this for the rest of this until we get all the way over to here. It will take a while, but we'll get it done. 2 hours later. Yeah, no, so apparently I underestimated how long making a simple pattern would actually take. Cause I will admit, I started this at like 11 p.m. on one night and then went back immediately to doing this 2 days later. Because I could not finish this within one sitting. It was late, or it was getting late at least, and I needed to sleep. So I guess it almost was 3 hours instead. But yeah, we finally have our wall here, and I think it honestly looks pretty good. Obviously, I didn't go to the full extent when it comes to it because I did not go over here, and that is mainly because I don't know what I want to do with it over here. If I show you guys really quick, because we've got like a really thin sliver of land here, and I don't know if I want to. Well, I just don't know where I want to place this wall, but I do want to have it go further over here due to the fact that we have our wolf den over here, and I'm thinking about moving the wall to be over here, but we'll see. Let me give you guys some shots of how this thing looks from different angles, and we'll talk a little bit about it too. So yeah, if this is going to take about 2 hours just for this slice of the wall, we probably are not going to be finishing this for a while, I would at least imagine, due to the fact of how long this just took. But I still stand by the fact that I want to go ahead and get most of this done, or at least most of this built within this year, I guess, at this rate, because we're on week 67. That means we're already past a quarter of the way through this year, which is weird to say. And also, this takes a lot of materials. I would not have all the materials for this if I didn't, you know, have that whole mining hole over in that direction. So, because even just these trap doors, I needed to make 120 of them for, I think it was like these two all the way to that end, because there's 30 lights here, and even then that took 360 ingots, I think. Not to mention, this took a lot of wood, if you couldn't tell, because all these are logs, as well as I forgot to put 2 trapdoors on here. There, that's better. But yeah, we wouldn't have had all the materials for this, because this takes a lot. I really need to go ahead and get a tree farm set up if I want to finish building this, so that might be something to start looking into soon, or else I'm going to be going ahead and chopping down a whole dark forest probably, and also a bunch of spruce. Not to mention, I also had to terraform a little bit because these posts were actually way too low for where I had this up here, as well as I found out that I need to start lighting up the inside of this because this is obviously hollow, as you could tell, and I had creepers, zombies, and skeletons all spawning throughout here, so that is why there's just torches galore inside the middle. But overall, I honestly really like how it turned out, and I do think we should end up building something here probably, or else it's gonna look very strange. There might be a building, there might be, I don't know, something else. I really can't think of anything else besides a building at the moment, but yeah, this will eventually turn into something. And then, like I said, we need a path going here to here at some point too, which that's gonna be somewhat difficult. I don't know, a lot to think about, and stuff that I do not feel like doing at the moment because, yeah, this was 2 to 3 hours in its own. And I was even planning on doing another building this week, and I think that is now out of the question because I still have yet to move the cows and sniffers as well as working on the bridges and the mining holes. So I don't know how much more time we've got left in the episode, but we definitely don't have that much more time in the week. So yeah, we should probably start getting a move on with our other task that I have for this week. And maybe, just maybe, I think we might start taking a break from building these walls, at least for a week, because my god, I am tired. So what do you say we go ahead and get started on actually moving our animals from their pens here, because I need this space to be cleared out so that we can actually, you know, use it for decoration in the future and not just have a random pen of cows. And the thing is, I don't necessarily know where I want to move these guys to exactly. All I know is that I want to move them, no pun intended, to a different location. So I have an idea, but it's going to be temporary. Let's also hope that I don't break these guys like I broke the frogs when I was moving them into their farm. So the plan with these guys is we're just gonna be placing them within the nether. I'm gonna break the portal just in case so they don't come through it again while I'm trying to make them a home, which I brought some grass for. And now time to corral all of them because they've already all scattered. Now it's time to do the exact same thing for the sniffers. And these guys I'm not actually as worried as I was with the cows because these guys don't move as fast, so I can easily just break all this and take them, but they are going to take a while to actually move. Case in point, that guy is not moving in the slightest. Actually, if I have 3 of these guys, I could probably just use leads to make this a little bit faster. Could I have technically done this for the cows? Yes. Would it have been worse? Maybe. Alright, let's see if we can get these guys over without much issue. Oh no, they don't fit through the portal regularly. They're too big, they're too chunky. That means I need to fix the one on the other side too, doesn't it? Oh, no it doesn't. Alright, you guys are too big to go in, you're just not, but you're not too big to come out apparently. Okay, I'm gonna hope y'all don't go in on your own, so I'm going to make the platform just like I did for the cows, and then we will move you guys in. How did 2 of you already go back through? You guys would have come through in the first place. There we go. So now we have moved both our sniffers and our cows into the nether. Yeah, so now we have our sniffers and our cows here. I don't know if this actually changes the rate at which these guys dig up their stuff. It might, but now whenever we want to move them to wherever I end up planning to move them, we at least know they're here. And I realize I didn't move the frogs, but honestly, the frogs are going to be a whole different pack of worms in themselves. Pack of worms, can of worms, just because of the fact that, well, they jump, and I can't just put fences around them, so I will figure that out at another point. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be working on some pathing, and you may think that because I moved these sniffers and cows out of the way that I would put the path here, but nope, because we still got our, I think this is our glow squid farm here, which, I mean, it was nice for convenience sake. I don't know how much glow squid ink is actually in here. Not a lot. Alright, so we can't necessarily put our pathing here, and also I need to move these guys, like I said before, and also move this, or just trade that with the villagers. And I can't necessarily make the path over here because, well, there's not really a flat area to do that. I'm going to need to do some terraforming over here to actually make a path for this area. I will figure that out at some point, don't know when. So the only path that I'm really looking to make right now is just something to connect this to that, which means I need to place some grass here and just go ahead and extend this. So give me a few seconds, it's not going to take that long. I also need to connect the path here, so 2 things in one, I guess. And there we go, short and simple path, I think at least. Is you can just come up here and, you know, go up the staircase, or you can go over here and go through the store to get out. I didn't know if I wanted to do the path in here. I kind of like this just being grass. This might also even be changed into something different later, maybe some deep slate bricks all the way through. Actually might be an interesting idea. I might have to test that out in the future at least. Yeah, these areas I feel are starting to come along nicely now that I'm actually like closing them off and they don't just feel like big open areas, because now I feel like I could actually put something here without it looking too strange, or I can figure out what I want to do with this area. But that's enough for our base building for this week. How about we go ahead and finally head over to the mining hall and see if we can't build some bridges. Or at least bridge. I don't know why I keep saying bridges, because right now my main goal for today, at least, is to get an idea of how I want them to actually look. And I'm trying to think of what would be a decent spot to actually build a bridge. Like, what land masses would not be that complicated to do so, and I'm honestly thinking it might just be these two, because every other one seems a little problematic. This one would be more of a staircase staircase type of deal, I feel. Well, yeah, this is definitely going to be a staircase if I connect these two up. These couldn't. These couldn't. These technically could be better. It's going to be a long staircase. It's definitely going to be on top of the chain, so I don't know how I want to do that. I also might need to fix this. In all honesty, this looks a lot less smooth than the rest of them. And I'll worry about that at another point, but let's go ahead and try and add a bridge from here to here. Now, first things first, where do we want to add said bridge? And we should probably mark this. And I also brought the wood types that we've been working with. Or at least, yeah, we've had spruce poles, oak trims, and a dark oak. Basically the blocks that we've been using I wanted to bring here. So let's get a spruce log down here. And where would I want this to be then? If I do 3 here, it'd technically be here. So maybe I want to move this in one. Have the blocks go like this maybe? That might be enough. And if I go diagonal from here, this block is 407, negative 643. Oh, that is not going to work, I just realized. Alright, different question. What if I start from over here? You know, I probably should have brought like grass with me. That would have been smart. Well, let's at least try and get something down. So we're going to be using dark oak slabs for the base like we've done before. And I guess we could do something like this. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we could definitely try. It might look a little strange to some, but I think it looks somewhat passable. And I'll take somewhat passable at the moment, because I don't know what I'm doing. I think we could probably get rid of these logs, though. Then we go ahead, take our stone cutter, make it into stone brick slabs, put them on the sides, like so. And I'll be honest, I was thinking about putting, like, fences here, like oak fences here to make it so that there was a railing here, but I know how thin the fences are, and you will fall off the way I have them. So we might introduce a different block. Did I use any different blocks up here, though, that I can just use? It does not look to be the case. All right, I'm gonna go grab some deep slate. We're gonna add some deep slate to this build. I didn't think that one through, did I? Yeah, it looks a little bit better. It's a little strange because I had to add some of the stone brick blocks because I was an idiot. Kind of forgot that you can't place walls on half slabs. But now there is one thing left to do. Well, maybe 2 things, because I want to go ahead and level this out just slightly so it doesn't feel like a very big drop to the bridge. Alright, that's better. And that is, I want to go underneath our bridge via dirt and add in some fences so it doesn't look like this bridge is just being held up by prayers in a dream, even though it kinda is. I also just realized this means that all the other slabs aren't going to work either, because then I can't place fences under them. So give me a second, I need to fix those now. There, now our bridge looks like it's held up by sticks in a dream. I don't know, I think in the end it does look a little bit better to have those fences there than not have anything there, but I will admit that it does not look great. But I'm not too sure what to do with the underside, and if you guys have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them, because I am not great when it comes to bridge building. But I also like now that we have a line of light going across there, instead of it just being where these things are. And of course now I can simply just walk across here, and I'm now down to a new floor of the mine village, which is what I was hoping for. And that's why I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe these ones I can have like 2 connections, like have a platform go out this way and a platform from there come out this way, meet somewhere in the middle, and then have a staircase. That might be an interesting idea, but I'd like to get as many bridges like this as I can added into these. Like I said, there'd be one there that also fixed the lighting issue where things are spawning down there. There's also things spawning up there because I have not worked on that area yet as well. So staircase or bridge there. And for these woods, actually, I either can do the ladder here, or maybe some type of bridge going that way, or I could have a bridge going under the chain here. That one might be a better idea. Might be more of a staircase to the bridge, but it'll work. I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting trying to like connect all of these little land masses I've built up. And like I said, I also need to fix this at some point. But that's the thing. It's going to be at some point, because sadly sadly, due to the fact that I spent so much time building that wall at our base, I have run out of time for things to do for this week. So yeah, I'm sorry, but it is now time to end off the episode. But we did get a lot done, even if we did fail on some things, because we didn't get any villagers in our villager hall because none of them had the arrow traits I was looking for. We went ahead and made the entrance to our spider farm, so that is more polished up now. Then, of course, we went ahead, expanded the wall in kind of 3 areas, really only 2, but we did do a lot of expansion with that wall, which makes it a little bit feel more like a base than it does just an open area. Then, of course, went ahead, moved our cows and sniffers for future plans, added a path, even if it was really tiny, and then made this bridge. So all in all, I'd say it's been an okay week. Not the best, but it was not bad either. So yeah, that's going to be it for this week. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. You all take care. Have a great week. And I will see you guys hopefully in the next one. All right. Bye-bye.